With all four corners worked, we'll turn our attention toward working the cross. We only work 3 arms of the cross in this instance, leaving the bottom one where we entered the design empty, as we will work this one on the way out of the design. For this arm of the cross that we're working right now, we'll make our way out to the edge of the pattern, and then we'll use the whip stitch to work our way back inward to the point where we need to begin the arc. It's exactly the same treatment as we used in the corners of the design. We'll whip our way to the top of the arc, throw threads out to either side, cover them with buttonhole stitches and picots, and then whip our way back into center. One small difference between this arc and those that we worked in the corners is that it is slightly larger and requires slightly more stitches. In the corners, we worked 4 stitches, picot, 4 stitches, and that gave us a nice coverage of the arc in the corners. For this one, however, being slightly larger, we'll use 5 stitches, picot, 5 stitches. If you have chosen to use a different size template or a different size thread, the number of stitches that you'll require may be different than those we're using here. In that case, just work your way to what appears to be the center of this portion of the arc and work your picot. Take note of the number of stitches that it requires to reach that point, and try to be precise and replicate that for every one of the arcs that you do. This kind of consistency will help you create a nice even lace that will look beautiful to the eye. In exactly the same manner as the stitches we worked in the corners, the stitches of these arcs on the cross are also mirrored across the center line. As you're working right to left in the video right now, you can see that our stitches are wrapped clockwise. When we move to the other side and work left to right, you'll see that the thread is wrapped in the opposite direction. This mirroring of the stitches helps to balance the surface tension of the lace and allows the lace to stay nice and flat. Even though we'll wash and starch this lace, the pressure of the stitches could force certain portions of the work to curl. By reversing the stitches over each center line, we help keep the surface tension stable and prevent the curling from happening. As you work your way back to center using a whip stitch, also known as a wrap stitch, you want to take this opportunity to practice your whip stitch very carefully. The threads should never lie on top of each other, and each one should look like a separate ring in a perfect coil surrounding the core threads. We are nearly done with this branch of the cross. Typically, as I'm working on a piece of lace, I'll make my way around the motifs by working clockwise. Having completed this one, the next one will be that which points to the top, to the point of the lace, followed by the one that points to the right, and then we'll work our way out of the motif by working along the one on the bottom as we make all of the stitches and motifs in the center of the lace. Thanks for watching. I'm Matthew Nagy, and this has been Needful Needles.